Hi everyone, and welcome to the Virgo September 2022 Illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So hi all my lovely Virgos, happy birthday. I hope you are excited to enter your birthday season. I have a lot of Virgos in my life, and I am really hoping that they will all have a very special end of August and going into September. So this reading here is meant to take a look at a challenge that Spirit is asking you to face and overcome this month that is going to better help you engage with your unique spirit, that part of yourself that rises up to meet the challenge. And this is so that we can better unlock our own heroic capabilities, so that we can better be able to see our path, feel our purpose, and get closer to those feelings of emotional fulfillment that come when we get a chance to see where we, as a unique individual, fits into the greater collective experience, and where the kind of hidden inner parts of ourselves are meant to be of service to the greater collective experience. Okay, Virgo, so I'm going to start here by pulling a card or some cards for the energy that you're bringing into the month of September. So let's see, what are you starting the month with here, Virgo? And I hope all of you have kind of weathered through the what a lot of astrologers are calling the Lion's Gate portal that came through at around the 18th of last month. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna get right in. We actually have a really interesting, in fact, I was trying to remember actually as I saw this card. Sorry, I kind of got a little off there. I think this card actually came out for you last month as well. So this card specifically is a card that is unique to this version. This is a centennial version of the Rider-Waite Tarot. And it's a card to me that in this deck represents almost a more emotionally charged version of the 10 of Coins. So there's an element here, the 10 of Pentacles coming through, but one where we're on an emotional level connecting to that feeling of the legacy that we want to experience in our old age. You know, what do we want to look back at and see that we've accomplished? And what do we want to experience also in that future version of ourselves? What stories do we want to pass on? What things do we want to teach to the next generation? And what in general do we, again, want to see ourselves in and living physically in our future? And with the Three of Coins, this is a wonderful combination of getting in touch, seeing the bigger picture, seeing the vision, and finding the right people, getting ready and prepared to find the right people to help you build it. So this is a very foundational month for you. It feels like the energy, with the Ace of Cups coming in your external environment, it feels like the energy is incredibly supportive. The Ace of Cups is an energy that really speaks to love in all forms. It also speaks to a renewal of love or new love. So for some of you, you could actually be connecting this month with a new love. For those of you who are looking, there's also the potential for a renewed love between you and another if you've been in a long-term commitment. But there's also this element of nurturing, which I appreciate. When we think of pentacles in the tarot, they are the tangible part of our experience. Often I like to talk about the pentacles as seeds of potential. And when we think about seeds of potential, well, what do you need to help a seed grow? What do you need to help a future version of yourself grow? You need water. And that is what the Ace of Cups also represents. That cup overfloweth, that it's the perpetual renewal of love, of the energy that comes in and allows us to grow the things that we need to grow both in ourself. We start the seeds within ourselves, and then that's what ends up manifesting in our physical environment. So this is bodes very well for you. Now we have what you're learning about yourself, what you're unlocking about yourself this month as you go through your challenge, which we'll get a little deeper into in a moment. We have the Hermit that is underlined by the Ten of Swords and the King of Wands. And there's an element here of some previous wounding around a King of Wands, meaning that I think the King of Wands is a very powerful individual. This can be somebody who could be a past boss. It could be somebody who held some type of authority at some point, but this is a fiery, passionate person, a person who could be the CEO of a company, or he could be like an Oprah Winfrey or a Elon Musk, like that kind of individual. But there's something here where it could have even been you yourself, that you had gotten to this level of mastery in your life where you were kind of at the top of your game or at the top of your field, and you were living from this place of passion, or you touched on that for yourself, but you were brought to your lowest level. I do feel that for a lot of you, though, there is an element here around a kind of authority figures, that you've maybe had some issues with authority figures in the past, and that something around this brought you to your knees. The Ten of Swords is one where we are truly brought to our knees by circumstances. And the beauty of the Ten of Swords is that it is our lowest point, but it's also the wrap up of a cycle. And it means that we then get to walk away from this experience with one sword of new truth about ourselves. We actually get to learn something that then can be of great service moving forward from this point. And with the Hermit coming in, I love this because this is your energy, Virgo. The Hermit is a card that brings in Virgo energy into the tarot. And it's one of really getting clear as to the magic that lies within you as a unique individual. It's realizing that if you want to harness your own inner CEO, as I would say, or your own inner King of Wands, I get the feeling that it's almost like you're breaking through maybe some issues with maybe fear around stepping into this role for yourself, or fear around, this could be a business owner. This could be even just anybody. This could be somebody even who kind of leads with that energy in their community. But there's something about realizing, I think, kind of looking back at the dynamic you've had with yourself or with others around kind of this authority, this passionate authority energy, that you're realizing that maybe perhaps previously you had not been working from a place of understanding truly the magic that is your guiding star within you. Because that's the lesson of the Hermit, is that he goes within. He finds his star within himself and puts that into the lantern to guide his way forward from that point. He allows it to help him see his path forward again. But it's from a point of view of understanding what are his guiding principles, what is within him that lights the way forward. And I think for a lot of you, there's this element of realizing that if there was an issue, maybe because with the King of Wands and the being your lowest point, this could be possibly where you had started a business, or possibly where you had tried to go with your passions. You tried to lead your life from that place, and something didn't quite work out. And now you're realizing, well, that's because I wasn't bringing my magic into this. I wasn't following my star. And with the energy here, this internal energy, I think many of you are connecting with that. You're connecting with that future vision of yourself. You're realizing, actually, this is what I want to feel in my life. This is what I want to feel with it's almost like seeing the future version of yourself, but bringing it into the present and realizing I can start to build it here. Now is the time for me to actually start the process of building this future version of myself. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards to take a look at the actual challenge and the blocks that you are facing, and to see what Spirit is asking you to embrace to help you overcome this, so that you can liberate yourself to find that guiding principle within you that's going to help you really resolve. I think really realize that you can step back into this place, get back on your throne, lead from this place of passion and authority, but with a different perspective, with a perspective that comes from a place of true awareness. of what is your guiding principle. And here's the Ten of Pentacles. So when I was saying that this is, my more emotionally charged version of the Ten of Pentacles, well, here is the Ten of Pentacles. So this is what you are being faced with this month. This is your main point of challenge here, is that Ten of Pentacles. What do you want to experience in the physical for yourself? This is a big month that's very pivotal in what you manifest, where you put your energy, and also who you can actually be inviting in towards you. Because with the Hermit, there's an element of shining your light out for others to see. And that can attract the right people to help you build something together. And I can say this, Virgo, the more you shine authentically, the more you fearlessly, literally take kind of what's in your heart and you put that out there for yourself as the guiding principle, but also for others to see what you stand for and who you are uniquely. That is really what is going to attract the same like-minded individuals, people of the same frequency. And I think it's really going to allow people to see what you see as well, what you want to build, and they will be able to say, yeah, I'd like to be a part of that. And the Ten of Pentacles, again, it can be a challenge sometimes in that we feel like it's almost daunting. We can see that future, connect in an emotional level to that future vision for ourselves. Sometimes we can even see it in a TV show or a movie, or we can read it in a book, and all of a sudden we're like, that's it. That's what I want for myself. But then we stop ourselves and say, and here's the star. So this is exactly the connection point here. I'll get into that in just a second, but we can sit there and we can say, I want that. And I understand it lights my fire. That's my passion. That's where I want to sit from my throne, basically. And I want to lead from that place of passion. But it can seem, again, daunting. We can sit there and say, yes, but that means I have to make X amount of money, or that means that I have to move to a different geographic location, or that means that I have to put myself out there to meet the right person. And that can feel like, why sometimes it can feel like, where is that first step? Where do I even start? And I think the lovely thing for you this month is you're going to get very clear as to where you start, because you're going to realize by connecting to your star, again, that lies within you, that you get to put into your lantern here. That star is your great hope, dream, wish. Something within yourself that says, I may not have the exact X, Y, and Z, all the steps laid out, but I have connected to the one part of that future vision for myself that connects back to a deep need that I need to have fulfilled in my life to really feel like I'm living my legacy before I expire, if that makes sense. There's this element of, and we can, sometimes we can have these like kind of larger than life dreams or connect to a feeling, but we're not quite sure, what that means in a practical sense, meaning we can all of a sudden connect to this level of like, oh my gosh, I do want to have that family on TV that I watched, where they have the 2.5 kids and they have the big home and they go on vacations with, their other close friends, and the parents are silly and the kids are smart, whatever it is. But you're like, I don't even know where to start. I'm single. I don't have any savings in the bank. There's no way I'm going to be buying that house anytime soon. So where do I what's the starting point to start to bring that into my reality? And you'll realize, well, what's the deepest need that is being fulfilled in that vision for yourself? And for some of you, that could be where you connect with that image and you're like, my deepest need is that I need to have that partner, that supportive partner, that we can be the two silly parents together, and we get to be the ones that watch our children grow up, and we get to be the ones that experience the fun vacations we get to go on, and we get to decorate our home together. Or it could be something else where the deep need within you is to have a child, to experience life through the eyes of someone that you get to help raise and teach and mentor and nurture. Or it could be the deep need is the stability of having the home, of having that security that somebody is with you in maintaining it, or just the security in the stability of having, everything set. There's a routine. You get to come home to the same place every day. So whatever it is, whatever that vision is for yourself, it's about finding the part of that vision that fills a deep need within you. And that's where you take the first step. So if it is a partnership, let's say, then it's the first step is, okay, I got to, put myself out there to start finding people to meet so I can find this partner for myself, whether it's going on dating sites, whether it's starting to join meetup groups, whether it's, picking up a new hobby, or if it's something along the lines of you want to have the stability of the home, the security of the home. Well, now it's about really starting to manifest savings, finding ways to start to put money aside for that home. Or if it's something around, having a child and that's the part of that you really want, then it's about preparing yourself to get yourself in a place to be in both an emotionally and mentally and physically stable way to raise that child, to be able to bring that child into this world into a safe environment. And it can also be one too where you start to look for maybe the perfect partner that will be, a great partner in raising this person. So, or raising your child together. So something like that, where it's like you really have to, that's where you really get a chance to find, those first steps. And I think this month you're really going to see them kind of laid out for you. And the 9 of Cups is at the heart of your reading, which is beautiful. This is, it's your heart's wish. This is what Spirit's asking you to embrace, to really move through this month, to get the most out of it, to learn the most about yourself, and to really gain a strong foothold as to where you want to take action from this point forward. The 9 of Cups is that great heart's desire, and it's leaning into it. It's kind of putting yourself out there vulnerably and saying, yeah, this is me, and this is what I want, and I'm vulnerably admitting it to myself, and I'm vulnerably admitting it to the world. And then on the other side of that, we have the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is a lovely energy to have right on the other side, because the King of Pentacles, he's the master of manifesting. He's the master of being able to understand his value, understand the value of just things around him. And he's able to put his time, energy, resources towards the right things that he wants to create for himself. And so you'll get a chance to really step up into that position, as long as you first admit to yourself, allow yourself to really get to that heart-centered place of realizing, this is what I really want for myself. And I don't care if it fits anybody else's mold or ideas. For me, this is the legacy I want. This is what's deep within me, a need that needs to be fulfilled. And this is coming straight from my heart. And the final point here is the Tower. And the Tower is your final challenge. And the Tower is a shakeup. It's one where we are liberated, though, through the walls of the Tower we've built, that we've clinged to and we've hidden inside. And we've been tricked by the devil, which in the tarot is the card before. We've been told that this is our safety, this is our security, this is what we have to stay confined within to keep us safe. And Spirit comes in and tears the Tower down and says no, because the star comes right after the Tower. The Tower comes down so you can see your star, what you've been missing, what the negative influences of fear and anxiety and instability have allowed you to kind of miss because you were clinging to something that needed to be let go. And this month, as soon as you let that go, as soon as you let the Tower fall and you see your star and you allow yourself to really lean into this heart's desire, you are liberated to go forth to build again, but to build from a place now that is much more in alignment with yourself, and that's going to allow you to really elevate to the king status, but from a place that's going to feel much more supportive to you. I love this. Love it, love it, love it, Virgo. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pull some clarifiers here. So let's go ahead and see what Virgo needs to know. about the Ten of Pentacles. So let's dive a little deeper into this main challenge here. What does Virgo need to know about the Ten of Pentacles? Okay, we have the Hanged Man and Strength. So Piscean energy, Leo energy. This is being able to see something from a new perspective. Very interesting. I like that this is coming up here. So the Hanged Man is where the individual hangs himself upside down so he can see what is, but from a new perspective. So nothing changes in his environment except for his perspective. And this is where we're kind of forced sometimes to pause, or something doesn't quite get off the ground the way that we want it to. And this is Spirit saying it's because you need to see something in a new way. And sorry, I had to take a drink of water there. I think what's going on here is that for some of you, you need to see something about your current environment in a new way that actually connects to your heart's fulfillment, that actually connects to this legacy, this experience that you want to have in your physical experience, what you want to manifest for yourself. But there's something here where, with strength coming in as well, there's this element of having the strength to kind of dig deep and commit physically to the dream, but with a new perspective on what you want to build for yourself, with this new emotional connection. Because that's really the thing. Like, when we can't emotionally connect to a future vision of ourselves, or when we can't emotionally connect to just what we want to leave behind, well, it's really hard to commit to anything because we don't feel it. We're not coming from that, again, heart-centered place of really feeling this is that deep dream need that I need to have fulfilled. And so there's almost been, like, I think for some of you, this waiting period of realization to take a look at what you currently have in your experience, to see it from a new perspective, to be able to say, wait a second, I do actually have some resources here that I've been sitting on that I haven't been able to utilize. And now that I'm connecting to this vision for myself, I'm going to start to bring out these aspects of my current experience, but in it with a different trajectory, from a different meaning now, a different sense of purpose. It would be like maybe in the past you had this savings account and it was because you really wanted to travel the world, but suddenly you realize, that was a past version of myself. I don't want to travel the world. I want the home and the family and the stability. And it's like looking at that savings account and saying, wait a second, I am going to use it as a down payment on a house. It's like bingo, or it's like realizing that there's something within you. Maybe you've had, some skill set, something that you kind of just pushed aside and realize, wait a second. Yeah, it might not be getting me anywhere that I want to go in this direction, but now that I'm connecting to this dream of mine, holy cow, if I pull this bring it back out and dust it off, this is exactly what I need to make the jump towards this. So there's something here about, because you're connecting to this new vision for yourself, you're also seeing something, I think, that's currently what you have, and you're being asked to have the strength to kind of, put it down. Be the King of Pentacles. Invest in this future vision for yourself. So for the Star, let's see what you guys are discovering about this hope or need that you need to have fulfilled for yourself. The Star really is kind of it's representative of our North Star, kind of that guiding principle that we each have within us. Okay, the Two of Coins. Something here about making a decision and how you prioritize your time. It could be that you have to, again, kind of with the Hanged Man, it's like seeing something that maybe perhaps you've been juggling two things now for some time, and you're realizing, wait a second, if I just focus here, I have so much more. I actually, instead of splitting my resources, time, energy, attention between two things, if I just focus on the one thing, well, I have actually more than enough to lay the foundation for what I want to build for myself, this new vision, this new legacy I want. Yeah, Four of Coins. So there seems to be kind of juggling and an element of a lack of kind of, there's like a dissatisfaction that I think has been kind of that has prevented you from really being connected to your star. And that can happen to all of us. It's really, I know for myself, that's actually what I personally experienced, that in going through my day-to-day motions, I literally lost my connection to my personal guiding star. And I was dissatisfied with life. I was looking at everything outside of myself, hoping that it would make me feel fulfilled. And yet the one thing I was missing was my Ace of Cups, which was the cup that I hold, the cup that within that cup are the needs and my dreams and the things that emotionally connect me uniquely to my life. I missed that. And that's what can happen a lot of times when we lose that connection to your star. So this is saying, really focus on, this is getting back to really focusing on the present, not allowing yourself to just kind of keep busy for the sake of being busy, to stop yourself from seeing the dissatisfaction you have with your life. And this is about kind of committing now to a focused energy. Where do you want to focus? Not just doing tasks, but what is one task you can do every day that's going to get you one step closer, making that choice. But then also, where can you stop kind of looking without for that fulfillment and start looking within? And that's what's going to lead you directly to that star. Okay, let's take a look at the Knight of Cups. What's this wish? What's the wish that Virgo would like to make for themselves from their heart? What does Virgo need to know about their wish? Okay, we have the Queen of Coins. Okay, so for some of you, there's an element of maybe motherhood coming in. The greatest dream could be for some of you that you would like to nurture something into existence. The Queen of Coins is a lovely energy. It's one where we get a chance to really, she is focused. She knows what she wants to grow. She's in it for the long haul, and she is very receptive, but also, again, very focused. She understands that to grow something, it takes time and energy, resources, and patience. But she's also incredibly nurturing. And I am getting the feeling, though, for some of you, that there is this element around this heart's dream that there's something that you really do want to nurture into existence. And for some of you, this could actually be the dream of wanting to be a mother or wanting to raise children. Okay. And yeah, the Eight of Coins. Okay, the Eight of Coins is the building. This is perfecting. It's an energy actually that really speaks to your energy, Virgo. It's about kind of putting your head down and getting the job done, of really saying, okay, I see what I like to do. I see what I want to do. I see where I want to commit myself, and I'm going to commit myself to perfecting it. I'm going to just keep going. And it's a card of one of mastery, actually, because this individual is doing something over and over and over again with kind of a single-mindedness. And that really goes well with the Queen of Pentacles, and that's what she does. She's mastered that. She's mastered the art of focusing on that one pentacle and doing everything possible to be able to master working with that pentacle so that it will grow into what she wants. So for some of you, there really is something here around working towards, I think whatever you want to nurture into existence, embodying that. So, and perfecting it. So it could be something where maybe you do want to nurture a passion within you, or bring something into being, like a business. And now at this point, that's your greatest dream, is that you want to become an expert at that. And you want to have that long-term vision of, I have the patience to build this, to take my resources and invest in this. And that's what I want. This is what I want to be good at. This is what I want to nurture. And for some of you, this is actually creating the structure to be a parent. Okay, so let's see the 10. Now let's get into the King of Pentacles. So what does Virgo need to know about the King of Pentacles? We have the Knight of Wands. We like that. Going out there, exploring, doing what feels good. You know, the King of Pentacles sometimes can be someone who is so focused on, you know, building and so focused on what has value and what doesn't. Sometimes he can forget to have a little fun. And with the Seven of Coins and the Knight of Wands, I'm getting this feeling of Seven of Coins is one where we're kind of asking ourselves, do we want to keep investing in this? Like, is this really reaping the rewards that we want? And Spirit's coming in and saying, it's not about looking at it from the eyes of, does this have, let's say, value in the way of what our society says something has value, meaning, you know, what you get back from it tangibly. This is saying, does it feel good? Are you having fun while you're doing it? Are you open to new possibilities? Because the Knight of Wands is also very flexible. He's somebody, Sagittarian energy. It's one where it's like, okay, you know, I'm gonna try this because it's really exciting and fun. It's kind of in the realm of what I like to do, and I'm gonna just keep pursuing it for the pure sake that it helps fulfill a need within me. And that need is that I need this part of myself to be expressed. And this is saying, so when you're kind of looking at this point of, is it worth it for me to do this? You know, is it worth it for me to continue to invest time and energy and resources into some aspect of your life, whether this is your home life, whether this is your work life, whether this is even your personal life, friends and family. This is saying to really follow what feels good. Follow what makes you, you know, kind of push yourself too out of your comfort zone. There's an element with Sagittarius and the Knight of Wands where he's not afraid to go into a new circumstance or environment where he doesn't know anybody. In fact, that's actually where he excels, where he gets to get new information from that environment, and he gets to bring it back and kind of bring it into his search for the truth. And with the King of Pentacles under here, there's this element of understanding that when you combine these two together, when you combine the element I'm going to commit to something instead of questioning, because this can be kind of a waffling card of like, should I commit or not? Should I commit or not? But when you combine the energy of commitment and say, yes, I am going to commit to this because it feels good, that's when you start to become the master manifester. That's when you start to understand how to utilize your resources, not so much just from, you know, where I currently live and my government tells me something is tangible, or my current experience in society tells me the value of something is monetarily. This is the spiritual value, realizing the spiritual value of what you're doing and committing to it. And that's when we really manifest abundance. Not just money, but abundance. And abundance takes all forms. Okay, so now we have the Tower. Okay, we have Death. Yeah, this is release. This is true transformation. This is letting go of something within your life, letting go of an old version of yourself. We have the Page of Wands, Two of Wands, and the Two of Swords. There's an element here at the Page of Wands of getting back into that kind of childlike mentality of, it's almost like when you go from the King of Wands to where you're so sure of what you want. And actually, guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna turn on the light real fast. I realized how dark it's getting. I want you to be able to see the cards here. But when you go from, you know, being in this position of, you know, a king that's maybe almost been dethroned, you're being asked to get back in touch with the purest essence of that passion that maybe perhaps was lost over here. And Two of Wands, you're deciding where to go from here. You're making a decision. And you're making a decision based on that passion, based on following the purest essence from that innocent, childlike, exuberant place. And the Two of Swords is going to help you get out of this place of indecision of, I can't see the way forward. What is more in alignment with my truth? Well, you'll know what's in alignment with your truth and where to make that decision and where to take action by, again, connecting to that purest version of your passionate self. And that's what's going to allow for this release. You're gonna let go of this version of yourself that has, I think, long held you back from really experiencing, connecting to what you need out of life. Ooh, sorry. Okay, so now I'm going to pull 3 additional cards down here to get additional advice from Spirit before we pull the final card for the reading. So let's see here. This card is going to be for the concept of curiosity. This is where Spirit would like you to stay open and curious too for the month, so that Spirit has a channel to creep in and help bring a miracle into your life this month. To really, when we think about curiosity, it keeps our eyes open. It keeps us wondering, what's around the next corner? Where is that miracle going to come in for us? Is that miracle a person we're going to meet when we go to the store, or when we say yes to attending a party? Is the miracle a gift, a physical gift from someone that, after we share our dream with them, they realize they want to, help us out with that? We never know. Miracles happen every day, and they happen to all of us. At some point in our life, there has been a miracle in your life, or a miracle waiting. And it doesn't just happen to people who win the lottery or become famous, in some aspect of their life. Miracles happen in the smallest ways, but can have the biggest impact. And that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of Spirit, of the divine design to everything. All right. Your card doesn't seem to want to come out. So let's see. What does Virgo need to know about where to stay open and curious to for the month of September? Ooh, okay. I love it. So we have rest and rejuvenation, which I always feel is very Virgo. This card to me always makes me think of you, Virgo, because it's something of, you're the healer of the Zodiac, and this card is very much that. It's really allowing the body to heal, getting back in touch with your unique spirit, with yourself. The number 19, that breaks down to number 10, further breaking down to number 1. So there's this essence of kind of getting back to the core you, the one, the I. And I think that's going to be the biggest, point for you to keep in mind this month, to be curious as to where you do need to rest, where you do need to get back in touch with that purest version of yourself, the self that feels healthy, the self that feels like you are in connection to you. And that's where the inspiration might come in. That's where the heart chakra will open up, and you'll connect again to that deep wish that you need and want to have fulfilled. And it's also where Spirit will be able to come in and bring that miracle for you in some way. Okay, so now let's pull a card for the concept of courage. And this is where Spirit is asking you to be courageous in taking action, or what to keep in mind as you are courageous in taking action. So what does Virgo need to know about where they need to stay courageous this month? It says surrender defensiveness. It says defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out. Then offer a clear, non-defensive response. I find this very interesting because I'm actually picking up on something I really haven't ever picked up on before with this card. In that, defensiveness can be a sign of weakness, because it means when we jump to that kind of place of defense, it can mean that we actually are not confident in the beauty and the necessity and the importance of the thing that we're trying to defend. So this could be like us connecting to that great dream within ourselves, that hope, that need that we need to have fulfilled, and yet somebody says, well, you really want to buy a house and get married? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, do you know that all marriages end in divorce, or the majority of marriages end in divorce? And like, don't saddle yourself with debt. Why would you want to do that? And then you sit there and get defensive and say, well, you don't know what I want, and you don't even talk to me about that. Like, and it gets you, it makes you get angry or upset. And instead, the realization is coming to that place here through rest and rejuvenation of saying that when you get to that place of truly understanding what you want to nurture into existence and how it connects uniquely to the core of who you are and what you want to experience on this earth, you understand its importance. You alone see its beauty, the Hanged Man. You see it from your own perspective, and nobody will ever see out of your eyes. You know, I've spoken to this a lot, but it's interesting. Me and my husband had a conversation this month, right after our daughter's first birthday. And it was almost like that awareness for him of realizing like no one will feel the joy that he felt in that moment on that day. No one will see the things and experience the things, and we sometimes can't even share them in the way that we want because only we experience them in the way that we do. And there's something there to be said for you, Virgo, in that you don't need to defend the choice you want to make, the decision you want to go towards with the Two of Wands. The Tower has come down for you. You've seen your star. You've connected to the beauty of it. And that's all Spirit hopes for you. So when somebody questions you about it, instead it's about leaning into the energy of love for that thing and saying, it's what I want to do. I feel confident in it to the point that I know I can do nothing else but follow this path because I must honor the beauty of this vision for myself. I must honor the beauty of the spiritual potential that this is going to unlock for me and probably help positively impact others as I do so. So just something to keep in mind with that card. It's never really struck me that way, but today it did, and I felt like that's the message coming forward. Okay, so now we're going to get a final card here for the concept of contemplation, and this is where Spirit would like you to reflect. Be reflective for the month of September to really help ground this reading and its message into your everyday present experience, so that you don't just watch this and then forget about it, but also so that you really are able to tap into the importance of this month for you and really the beauty that you can unlock for yourself and your future self by really focusing on this message. Oh, I love this. It says the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. And I love that. It's like a vote of confidence, almost saying that for some of you who are, making this decision to commit to something that you deeply want and maybe having to make, a decision that affects another or that changes the course of your trajectory, so to speak, that this is that kind of boost of confidence from Spirit saying, you got this. You got this. You want to try again to own your own business. You want to try again to have that perfect partner. You want to try again to travel the world. Whatever it is, it's saying, you got it this time. You have been training for this. And you've learned the lessons you needed to. And now it's time to actually manifest that for yourself. Okay, I'm going to pull just a couple clarifier cards here real fast, just to get an extra layer of messages for each of these advice cards. I'm going to just do a quick shuffle and then pull the 3 cards because this deck is very hard for me to shuffle and we might be here all day long if I don't do it. So I'll stop when I feel that it's right. Okay, well this one actually just did come out. Now I'll do it again. I'll stop when it feels right. There's 2 that came out with this. And I'll do the same thing for the following one. So for rest and rejuvenation, I love it. Lion spirit, be generous of spirit came out with number 37, which also breaks down to a number 10, further breaking down to a 1. So you got, there's an element here of really understanding, reconnecting to your spirit so you can then be generous with it. When we think about the Leo energy, we have strength right here. The lion, there is this element that, you're connecting to your inner courageous lion. Oh, I love that. Okay, so for surrender defensiveness, we have sandpiper spirit, be playful, number 51, breaking down to 6, and seahorse spirit, watch and wait, number 53, breaking down to the energy of 8. So yeah, be playful. Don't, sometimes we can get really serious when we connect with something that feels so important to us. And this is saying, no, it's time to be playful with life. Realize that this is part of your experience. And I like the watch and wait element. It's almost like taking that step back and just kind of letting the naysayers maybe come in as they will, even if those naysayers are just in your head, and just stepping back and saying, I'm just going to have fun with this. I'm going to just follow this and enjoy it. And I'm going to be excited to watch and wait what actually comes forward for me. There's this element of like, I don't even think the abundance that's going to be created by you really taking the first step this month in focusing your energy on something that connects so intrinsically back to who you are. And for the age of light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. We have Spirit Has a Plan, Koala Spirit, number 35, also breaking down to an 8. And the 8 is the number of empowerment. It's the number of empowered leadership, also the number of physical abundance. So I like this as Spirit has a plan. And yeah, Spirit has had a plan, and you have been training for this. And part of what you're feeling now is part of that plan. Okay. And as I'm saying this, there is a massive storm, a summer storm raging outside. It's quite spectacular, actually. There's an element of cleansing that's really coming through with that. Okay, so Virgo, I'm going to pull a final card here for you that is going to give us a final message around the overarching spiritual lesson that you're learning for yourself this month. And I will read the full excerpt from the book that comes with this oracle deck so that you get an extra message that doesn't come directly from me. All right, so we have, I love it. We have Karmic Clearing, number 5. 5 is the energy of change. Okay. So we have, you are fast outgrowing a level of consciousness to which are attached particular wounds, issues, and struggles. As you outgrow that consciousness, these issues will release their grip on you. You are receiving divine notice that karmic clearing is taking place through a combination of your own efforts and spiritual grace from the heart of the divine. It is time for an old wound to be released once and for all. Karma is not punishment. Karma is essentially our soul's lesson plan for this lifetime, carried over from past lifetimes. It is the way we grow and develop as a soul, sometimes through challenges and sometimes through blessings. Our positive karma is seen in the skills and talents we have mastered over many lifetimes. Also, when opportunities flow easily and healing happens swiftly, there is a sense of positive karma, an easy grace that effortlessly takes place in your life. This is what happens when we are clear enough of our own past pain to have little resistance between us and the natural flow of life. More challenging karma is revealed in the lessons we are still learning. These usually appear in the guise of painful circumstances or reactions that repeat themselves in our lives. The stronger the soul, the more challenging the lesson it is willing to master this lifetime. As with any education, the higher the level of training, the more demanding the work. When you are working through big challenges, it is often a sign that you are on an advanced spiritual path. Must you always have struggle in your life as an advanced soul? Of course not. As you master your lessons, you will find you develop an ability to live your life more peacefully. However, it would be incorrect to interpret a struggle as a sign that you are not progressing spiritually. Sometimes the more painful a struggle has been, the more difficult it can be to release that pain and associated memories or scars. The spiritual world knows you are in need of divine intervention to help clear a pattern that was once painfully lodged in your body, mind, and soul. Enough of the struggle. Divine love now offers healing and freedom, and that is the divine love out here, the Ace of Cups. We clear karma by learning to trust and relax, by choosing not to punish ourselves with shame, guilt, fear, or unworthiness, by continuing to balance our efforts with a surrender into divine grace. We take responsibility for our own healing, doing all that we can and trusting the universe will lovingly and effectively handle everything else so that we can progress and succeed. If you have been struggling with a long-term issue, this oracle comes as a particular sign that the universe wants to step in and assist you. Repeat the invocation below for at least 6 days and nights. Invite this healing blessing of karmic clearing through love into your life now. And I'll actually read the invocation. I don't normally do that, but since it specifically calls it out, for those of you who would like to do a little kind of mantra chanting, I do really highly believe in the power of frequency and voice and sound healing. So this could be something that might also resonate and work for you. It says, I call upon the karmic board of ascended beings, angels, guides, and holy ones who love me unconditionally and ask for your divine blessing, healing, and assistance now. I open myself up to divine grace, divine love, and karmic absolution. I choose to surrender my attachment to the suffering I have experienced. I have learned and been willing to go through this experience, and yet I am now willing to learn and grow through a higher vibrational experience of love. Through divine authority and my own free will, this karmic clearing manifests now according to the highest law of love. May this blessing reach into the hearts of all beings according to divine compassion, mercy, and grace. So be it. Beautiful message to end on here. Virgo, I will leave you all with this. I wish you a month of love for yourself, love for the vision of your future self, and love for your own ability to know that you can do it. You can create it, you can manifest it. And I look forward to seeing you all again in, what is it, October already? Wow, in October's Illumination reading. For those of you who are interested in booking a reading or just learning more about who I am and the services I offer, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, I will see you all again in October. Bye, Virgo.